thatmovieguyUK.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Me Bunker for the very first time. In today's video, we'll be discussing Kiyoshi Kurosawa's latest film, Wife of a Spy. It is making its runs during the Autumn Film Festival season. Started off at Venice Film Festival, where it actually won Best Director, but it also had a lot of mixed reviews from the critics, which is very interesting considering that he's made some of the finest films over the last few years, or last few decades even, with Cure, Pulse, Tokyo Sonata, and even his latest, prior to this, To the Ends of the Earth, which is beautifully, flabbergastingly tasty, and more people should watch it. Surely he's not made a dud, and this is really why we need to investigate this. So let's get talking. Wife of a Spy is set in the 1940s at the brink of Japan joining the Second World War. A Japanese merchant leaves his wife behind in order to travel to Manchuria, where he witnesses an act of barbarism. I'm not going to tell you any more about Wife of a Spy because you should really go into it not knowing too much. And I think if you ever go into Kiyoshi Kurosawa's films anyway, you should not really know what is going on, because that's what makes Kurosawa one of the best directors. He just catches you by surprise. This is an interesting espionage take from him. It is soaked in melodrama, but also it has these noir elements, which kind of is a homage in a way to the films of the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, really. It is beautifully colorized and it is set up nicely, costume design, it feels very authentic and unique. But the Kurosawa essence is the intellectual twists and turns that you provide. The meat and the bone is not quite there, and that is a bit of a shame for his high standards. But what we do get is a very interesting narrative that weaves itself slowly. It feeds us information when we need to. We are very observant of our surroundings, just like most Kurosawa films. And this is where I thought to myself, okay, this is building a nice tempo. But that worm that wiggles around, if you know of Kurosawa's work, is there, and it just goes away. And you're just like, oh, where are you? Where are you? I kind of missed it, and that's the weird thing about it. But what I love about this kind of film is that it's very paranoia-inducing, especially for this period in time. This is a period of Japanese history that is not exactly a highlight for anybody to discuss. And I think setting it in a smaller area, not in Tokyo or anything like that, makes it even more interesting. And it just looks at the concepts of love and what would you do for love, but also what do you do for your country. And this is this kind of like tug of war that we see through this film, through Yuai's character Satoko, I think. Satoko, there we go. Satoko is really the lead in this film, and Yuai plays this character wonderfully. I think this tug of war that she has between Issei Takahashi, who is her husband, and Masahiro Higashide, who is the officer, I really like this kind of element for it, and this is where the Hitchcock comparisons come in. It just feels very Alfred Hitchcock. But Kurosawa really helms this kind of idealism, and the suspense is built between these dialogues between our trifecta of actors. And this is where Wife of a Spy becomes its own kind of film, along with the interesting, disturbing imagery that Kiyoshi Kurosawa is well known for. Unfortunately, I just kind of wish there was something else that kind of grabbed me. I'm not going to forget this anytime soon, but there's a lot of ifs and buts, but I would like to see Kiyoshi Kurosawa maybe take another punt at a period piece. So you never know what's going to happen next. Wife of a Spy is out in Japan, I believe in October, and is doing the runs during the festival season. So keep an eye out at your regional or country-based festivals. It will be available digitally, I think, in most of them. So let me know if you've seen it and if you hate it or if you love it. I'm always intrigued to know what you think. And if you've not seen it, what is your favorite Kiyoshi Kurosawa film? Obviously, I think Kira is going to be number one for a lot of people. But nonetheless, like, share, subscribe, do as you please. There'll be more Autumn Film Festival reviews coming, including Ammonite, Pieces of a Woman, many more. Because it's going to be another month of content, which is good. And I'm almost at 500 subscribers, so please keep spreading the love. I would truly appreciate it. It's a milestone I never thought I would get. So, yeah, There we go. And as we normally say on this channel, Diolch dank, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shuns, and obviously, never change. Bye.